One APC asks tribunal to dismiss three opposition parties' petitions against Tinubu's victory. Editorial from Premium Times says sanitizing the electoral space with diligent prosecution of offenders. Supreme Court writes INEC over judgment on APGA leadership crisis. Some more stories says Bola Ajibola, Nigeria icon of jurisprudence, public service, goes home at 89. Easter Kuka sets agenda for Tinubu, tasks judiciary on election petitions. Police arrest famous APC singer Rarara's escorts. Some more stories still on the Premium Time. Buhari, Obasanjo, Abiodun pay tributes to Bola Ajibola. Delta government clears air on reported deportation of Anambra woman. 15 killed, burnt beyond recognition in Enugu highway crash. And some more stories before we move to another one. ECOWAS Commission to deepen regional integration, create proof of identification. President-elect Tinubu mourns exit of eminent jurist Bola Ajibola. And finally, on the Premium Times this morning, Easter 2023, Atiku Obi Sanwo-Olu, others felicitate Christians.
All right, moving over to the front page of the Nation newspaper this morning. Senate indicts budget office over illegal 19 billion naira payment. APC asks tribunal to dismiss AA, APM, APP petitions. Also, you find this one. Sultan seeks can support to stop hate speeches on pulpits. Sunak eyes better future for Northern Ireland. Pope clerics urge trust, unity in Easter messages. Tinubu won because of his superb organization, says Sergei P5. Legal advisor purported suspension, expulsion unconstitutional. Pope Francis will be worried over Israel-Palestine attacks, divine justice. Also another one, Enugu APC crisis worsens as spokesman urges chairman to resign. NLNG inaugurates world-class neurosurgical stroke center for UCLTH. UTME holds April 25 to May 2 is another one. And lastly from the Nation, business mogul Aminu Dantata loses wife.
All right. To the Punch newspaper this morning, this one says, asset declaration, defaulters may be removed from office. Can governors, others preach love at Easter. Buhari Oshibajo, NBA mourn ex-ICJ judge Ajibola. To the major story on the Punch, fuel subsidy removal. Marketers seek CBN loans for 30,000 gas stations. Gas stations to cushion subsidy removal effect, as PMS may sell for 750 naira per litre. NATO wants end to subsidy. NLC to meet incoming government over removal date. Bishop demands justice for 41 Owo attack victims as church reopens. Federal state lawmakers to get 49 billion naira. Bandits clash. This is from the red corner of the Punch. Bandits slash ransom for 85 Zamfara abductees. Federal government bars online banks from accessing customers' photos, contacts. And some more stories. This one says Supreme Court delivered 272 judgments in 7 months. CJN. And prophet wife flee country after DSS arrest. Asset declaration, defaulters may be removed from office. And some more stories. Why I chose acting over sports. Dele Odule. 3 men abduct Lagos policeman, destroy 185,000 naira phone. And we just take 2 more. Abuja praising fleeing inmate caught in Nasarawa stealing motorcycles. And finally, multi-million naira property destroyed in Rivers building fire.
Over to the Daily Trust newspaper. Kiyamo, obedience are mentally weak. We reject the $800 million World Bank loan for palliatives. For more details on that one, you have to check the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. Katsina, the Decorada imperative. Dangerous sides of 2023 politics. Post-election, what happens to the mandate of indigenous language and democratic inclusions, I believe, are all pieces, opinion pieces out of the Daily Trust newspaper. Our church reopens 10 months after terror attack. Businesswoman found dead in Oyo Hotel, Kuka. May God guide Buhari in retirement as we reclaim our country. Gift Auburn, Nigerian footballer, racing after Osimhen to conquer Europe. That's in sports. Some stories from the Daily Trust newspaper this morning.
All right, moving to the Vanguard. Ex-AGF Bola Jibola dies at 89. There's a rider to that as Buhari, Tinubu, Abiodun, others mourn. And still on the Vanguard, Financial Vanguard. This is on the Financial Corner. Federal government's initiatives on non-oil exports fail. There are riders to that. Contribution to gross earnings drops to 10%. Nasima, CPPE, others list priorities for incoming government. To the major stories, supplementary polls, opposition parties rally, seize control of NAS. More riders, says I2 Guba, 5 senatorial, 31 reps, and 57 state assembly seats. Opposition lawmakers elect speak. And on the front page of the Vanguard, you find a picture of Pope Francis reciting the opening prayer as he celebrates Easter morning at the Mass in St. Peter's Square at the Vatican yesterday. And away from that one, Nigeria's oil production drops 2% to 1.517 million BPD. Jam to commence 2023 UTME, April 25. Benue killings, we risk annihilation. Autumn raises alarm. And some more here, says Nigerians frustrated by election outcome, Bishop Kuka. And finally on the Vanguard newspaper, Adesanya beats Pereira with stunning KO, reclaims middleweight title.
The Nation newspaper this morning, pray for lasting peace in Nigeria. CGN charges Christians, Muslims at Easter, Ramadan. Also, Donald Trump's arraignment and why strong institutions matter. Delta Monarch hails Obasanjo's leniency plea for Ekwerimadu's. OT correlates Easter. Abia stories as O2 converses togetherness. Also from the Daily Trust newspaper this morning, demolition group alleges FCTA takes pride in inflicting hardship on poor residents. Sanwo-Olu's wife stresses importance of harmonious coexistence. Bayelsa government picks medical bill of boat accident victims. Taraba South APC expels Senator-elect. Army to deploy technology in countering security threats. Trains soldiers on drone operation. And lastly, from the Guardian newspaper, NDLEA nabs Surinamese with 9.9 kilograms of cocaine concealed in condoms. Some stories from the Guardian.
All right, we go on that commercial break. When we come back, we'll be back with the analysis. Stay with us. Break it down.
You're listening to 32 FM 94.9.
Ìfẹ́ tí kò lábàwọ́n ni ìfẹ́ ìyá jẹ́. Bẹ́ẹ̀ kò sí ohun tó dùn tó bíi Indomie alájẹpọnu lákọlọ. Nítorí náà, fi ìfẹ́ hàn pẹ̀lú Indomie.
So, the first thing you do when you wake up is check out highlights. And then you remember, gotta take the kids to school. Almost dropped the ball there, baller. Can you meet your deadlines without ever missing the game? Now that's a true baller. You make it to date night on game night, but still catch the game, right? Come on, baller. What a goal! We bring you the best leagues on any screen, wherever you are, from only 3,200 Naira per month. Live from Supersport on Showmax Pro. Sign up on showmax.com.
Mommy, ṣé gbogbo ife Bonvita ilẹ̀ fẹ́ pín?
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, ó ṣàmọ̀ pé àkókò yìí ní ṣe pẹ̀lú nǹkan pínpín.
Torí ẹ̀ ní Bonvita ṣe ń pín 50 gíráàmù lórí ìdí alátùrọ̀ onígíráàmù 104.5 kọ̀ọ̀kan. Àwọn ife wọ̀nyí á jẹ́ ti bọ̀dá Musa, alábàágbé wa, ìyàwó wọn, Uncle K.
Lákòókò yìí, ẹ jẹ́ gbádùn àfikún 50 gíráàmù lórí ìdí Bonvita alátùrọ̀ 104.5 gíráàmù tẹ́ bá rà. Ìyẹn túmọ̀ sí àfikún ìṣaralóore jíjára ti Bonvita. Bonvita, ó kún fún èròǹgbà rere.
They say there is love in sharing, and we at INT'L believe there is also joy in sharing. So, as you go about your day in this holy month of Ramadan, from Sahur to Iftar, think about a friend, brother, sister, colleague, or even stranger. With the Happily Ever Iftar products that we have curated, you can now share the blessings of the season affordably. Visit www.altmall.ng for more information. Buy now, pay later.
INT'L. Shop more, pay easy.
You did dull yourself this afternoon. You did dull yourself this afternoon. You did dull yourself this afternoon. No allow any dulling for your life, oh. Enjoy that your break moment with 5 Alive Pulpy. Now correct enjoyment will go cool your body, come ginger join. Make you use the enjoyment where they inside 5 Alive Pulpy take hold your side. They available for different delicious flavors. 5 Alive Pulpy, filled with life.
You're listening to 32 FM 94.9.
All right, great to have you back with us. 32 FM 94.9, filling the world with laughter. 17 minutes to 7 o'clock, the Break of Dawn pay-per-view. I am Kenny Durutilu.
I am DENIKE. Ademuago. Austin Udumu joins us this morning on the show. Hello, Austin.
DENIKE, good morning.
Okay.
Good morning,
We
Austin.
can hear you.
All right.
Good morning.
How's your holiday been? The Easter holiday, how's it going for you?
I'm not on holiday anyway.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right.
Well, all right. Let's talk about this story. The first story this morning: FRSC returns 27.1 million naira recovered from accident scene to victim's family. This is coming from the officials. Now, the story is quite lengthy, but the FRSC Corps Marshal expressed satisfaction over the good conduct and on and on. Now, we must commend the FRSC team of Osun State because this is encouraging, even though some people would say they're just doing their jobs, but we know other ways this could have played out.
Yes, this is something that needs to be celebrated. It is not always the negative aspect of Nigerians that should go viral. This is commendable, this is laudable, and it's also appreciable. Because if you look at it, of course, ordinarily they are doing their job. This is what it should be, and this is how it should be. But you and I know that it has not really been like this. So hence, they need to commend people. The politicians, for example, the governors, we praise them for doing our road, for paying their salary. That is their primary function. But we still have to commend them because there are some others who do not even do some of these things at all. So we salute the FIRS, Federal Road Safety Osun State Command, and we are using this as an opportunity to talk to every other security operative because what happens most of the time is that you rarely can find such occasion. Someone had accident in my estate sometimes ago. All his money in his pockets were gone. His mobile phone gone. You understand?
Yeah.
So that is the way it has always been. But we must go back to our lost glory we must reinculcate and reinvigorate our value system. The purpose of the security operative on the road is to ensure security of lives for the people, is to ensure their safety, and in the case of emergency, is to take them to a safe haven. I remember those days of Federal Highway Patrol. They used to have a medical team following them so that in case of any medical emergency, they can administer first aid, take them to the hospital, contact their family, hand them over to their family.
But that's no longer the case now.
Yes, that is not the case now. That is why particularly this Federal Road Safety in Osun State, we are commending them. We are asking them to keep it up because whether we like it or not, this is the way it ought to be. People should not have accident and at the same time lose their property. Even in the case of death, properties and items, valuables can be recovered and be handed over to loved ones. It is not always a good story where people will have an accident. It can happen to anybody. And at the end of the day, everything on them is taken away. Perhaps by people who should help them, perhaps by security operative. So it is unfortunately so. But with this, I think it shows that there is still future for Nigeria. So we commend those officers in particular, we commend the command, and we ask that they keep it up. I hope that in any moment from now, this particular news will go viral. It shouldn't be the news of killing, robbery, maiming, and what have you that should always go viral. News of impeccable character like this should also go viral. So we say kudos to Federal Road Safety Osun State Command.
All right, Austin, we'll take another story from the Punch newspaper. We hear the oil marketers have written to the federal government over their proposal to build about 30,000 gas stations, and that's to cushion the effect of the proposed fuel subsidy removal on petrol. Now, Nigerians, of course, are currently counting down to the June 23 projected date. As of today, we also hear that the NLC is planning to meet with the incoming government over that date as well. What do you make of this recent development? Do you think that the CBN is going to grant loans? We hear that the CBN is supposed to, give them loans as well in this regard.
Yes, it is not as if whether the CBN will grant them that loan. It is not even the marketers that came up with the idea of those loans. During the contemplation for subsidy removal and the ripple effect that could cause on Nigerians. So in order to come up with palliative measure for the interim, the federal government by himself proposed a 250 billion naira intervention fund to be able to build gas stations around the country. The purpose and the implication of that is simple, so that there will be stations like fuel stations across the country that your vehicle can be converted to run on gas.
Okay.
It was Timi Presiba that launched this initiative. I think we have one in Lagos Island that was launched at that time, so that cars can be easily convertible from petrol engine to gas engine, wherein your car can run on gas. Now, gas is now elusive for a common man in the country because the prices of gas are even more than the price of PMS that we want to remove subsidy. Then the marketers are merely saying now that federal government, through the CBN, that money you talked about the other time, the 250 billion intervention fund, tell the CBN to release this fund so that we'll start the reconstruction or the construction of the 30,000 gas plant in the stations in the country. So it was in the original gas master plan for Nigeria. So it is not as if marketers are asking for cheap money, because marketers know the implication of total subsidy removal, which by calculation would jack up the pump price of PMS. Now they are now saying that let us not even wait till June again. Let's start the process from now, so that between now and June, some measure in terms of palliative to cushion the effect can be on ground. So it's very simple. Let the federal government, through the CBN, in conjunction with the Ministry of Finance, look into this critically, look at marketers that are trustworthy, do the investment, and let's see how it goes. Because we keep saying you can't build something on nothing. Subsidy removal had to go for us to have relative sanity in terms of our finances. It is no longer sustainable for us to spend a whopping sum of over 3 trillion on subsidy for 3 months. The economy can no longer bear it. And this government has said, come June, there is no provision for subsidy. The person that was declared president-elect has said repeatedly that subsidy will have to go. Hence, the need for engagement from the Nigerian Labour Congress. They said, no, we can't start the new administration with fight. Let's engage those that are coming in. Let's look for the best option that can work for the people, so that at the end of the day, it will be a win-win situation. The government will win, the people will also win. That you want to remove subsidy, you cannot make life difficult for the people. After all, when you claim to be paying subsidy in trillions, the people really never enjoy the product of subsidy. It is embezzled, it is frittered away by few people within the government cycle. So we are saying that the savings from subsidy can be reinvested to the benefit of an average Nigeria. And mind you, the Petroleum Industry Act does not envisage continual payment of subsidy. So by tenet and by law, immediately the Petroleum Industry Act came on board, subsidy should have gone, because the PIA recognizes the NFPCL as a business organization, purely business organization. So let the Labour Congress engage, let the federal government also accede and make good its promise of rolling out about 250 billion to build gas stations across the country, so as to start preparing for the eventual removal of subsidy, or what you call total deregulation of the downstream petroleum sector. So it is not as if the marketers are just asking for money from the federal government. The federal government himself did promise this intervention fund.
Austin, do you think that date is going to be shifted? Do you see, the date for the removal of the subsidy being pushed back?
Yes, postponing the days of removal of subsidy is just postponing the evil day. That's just the truth. Because repayment of subsidy is like, removal is like a time bomb that is waiting to explode. I am optimistic that this incoming administration will be able to deal with it the way it is, by ensuring that they become holistic in their approach, they become inclusive in their approach, they become consultational in their approach. It may not be at a go. See how you can maneuver. If June date is not visible, then let's look at what can work for us. The new government can say, oh, this is the ultimatum. Between the next 3 months, let's make Port Harcourt refinery work. Because if we have refining capacity, no matter how little, it will also help us. Because from statistics, we spend 30% of our total forest earning on the importation of PMS alone. That is huge. That is not sustainable. I think a government in Africa, is it Kenya government or so, the day that president was sworn in, he announced the removal of subsidy. So then you deal with it. I don't like this style of administration, maybe like the Buhari administration. You pay subsidy for 7.5 years. As you are about to leave office, you now say subsidy must go. I don't like that type of style.
Okay.
If you want it to go, let it go from the one. Be in government to deal with the situation, not transferring the burden to the incoming administration. So
All right, Austin,
the
let's
new
take a look.
administration should sit down, maneuver, and see how it can be done so that Nigeria will not be badly affected.
All right, let's take a look at this story. Asset declaration, defaulters may be removed from office now. According to the 1999 Constitution, public office holders must declare their assets as stipulated by the Constitution. And right here, it says that they are liable to be removed from office if they fail to declare their assets. What are your expectations as regard this declaration of assets? Looking at the fact that the Buhari-led administration, one of the things they talked about, they wanted to deal with was corruption. Do you think we're going to find a lot of webs in this cupboard?
Yes, there are a lot of webs already in the cupboard. The president promised total fight against corruption. So far, so good. For the period under review, the president has not really fared better in the area of fight against corruption. If we do proper investigation and the administration is over, we might find monumental aspect of corruption under this administration than any other administration in the time past. Having said that, the issue of asset declaration is sacrosanct as far as the law is concerned. I don't know where the news is coming from that sanction will now be made against those who refuse to declare their assets. Ordinarily, that is what it should be. That is what it should be. Those who have failed to declare their asset are not worthy to hold public offices. It is not now that we make it like a news. Upon this premise was why the former CJN, Justice Walter Onongen, was hurriedly removed from office. He was not even given opportunity to defend himself that far, but he was removed from office. If we could make example of a whole CJN that he confessed that he was culpable, of course, it shouldn't be like news to us again. Any other person in government who have by mistake entered government should be removed from office as a result of lack of non-declaration of asset. Because the law says that you need to come as you are. We examine you. As you are leaving office, you also declare your assets. But what politicians do in Nigeria is what they call anticipatory asset declaration. How that work is this: they will come into office, they are worth 500 million, they will tell you that they are worth 5 billion because they have calculated the amount of money they will have embezzled within the next 4 years and declare it in their asset. Apart from just mere asset declaration, who does the investigation? Does the CCB carry out holistic investigation? I say I have 1.2 billion in cash and in asset. Who investigate whether those property actually exist? There should be a way of confirmation. For example, today, if I want to apply to any embassy in Nigeria to travel out of the country, I give them my statement account. They verify. So who verify? Is it just to fill papers, to file documents? Who verify whether those property actually exist? If I say I have a duplex in Lekki, for example, who verify to ensure that there exists a duplex, that the title holder is actually Austin Edum? So CCB can step higher by making sure that apart from declaration of asset, let there be proper investigation to ascertain those claims. Those who have run into trouble with asset declaration in Nigeria are those that are not in the good book of the government. That's just the truth. It shouldn't be, whether you are in the good book or not. In short, my whole idea of a purposeful governance is that once you are leaving office, you submit yourself to the EFCC. Let EFCC investigate you, give you a clean bill of health. Not until you offend anybody in government, maybe after 3, 4, 5 years, then they will open your file and say, this guy has offended me, let's chase him with the EFCC. So the proper thing should be done. Let there be proper declaration of assets. Let the body also investigate to ascertain those claims. That is how to build institution. If that had been in place, this cannot make a headline this morning that going forward we are going to be sanctioning those who refuse to declare their asset. How can there be people who will refuse to declare their asset, which means they are not ready to serve?
All right. We have to go on a commercial break. Stay with us.
32 FM 94.9.
You did do yourself this afternoon. You did do yourself this afternoon. You did do yourself this afternoon. No allow any dulling for your life, oh. Enjoy that your break moment with 5 Alive Pulpy. Now correct enjoyment will go cool your body, come ginger and join. Make you use the enjoyment where they inside 5 Alive Pulpy take hold your side. They available for different delicious flavors. 5 Alive Pulpy, filled with life.
For this Naija wey we dey so, say you no hold cash no mean say wahala dey o. You wan send money to Male for Villa, just use Momo. You wan buy recharge card or data, just use Momo. You wan pay for market wey you buy, just use Momo. You fit use Momo run plenty things without cash, as long as you get Momo account. No cash, no wahala, and e dey easy to open o. Just dial *671# to open Momo account. Set your PIN, transfer money from your bank account inside your Momo account. Make you fit dey pay for anything, send and receive money sharp because life dey simple with Momo.
So, the first thing you do when you wake up is check out highlights. And then you remember, gotta take the kids to school. Almost dropped the ball there, baller. Can you meet your deadlines without ever missing the game? Now that's a true baller. You make it to date night on game night, but still catch the game, right? Come on, baller. What a goal! We bring you the best leagues on any screen, wherever you are, from only 3,200 naira per month. Live from Supersport on Showmax Pro. Sign up on showmax.com.
Màámi, ṣé gbogbo ife Bonvita ilẹ̀ fẹ́ pín?
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, ó ṣàmọ̀ pé àkókò yìí ní ṣe pẹ̀lú nǹkan pínpín.
Torí ẹ̀ ní Bonvita ṣe ń pín 50 gíráàmù lórí ìdí alátùrọ̀ onígíráàmù 104 kọ̀ọ̀kan. Àwọn ife wọ̀nyí á jẹ́ ti bọ̀dá Musa, alábàágbé wa, ìyàwó wọn, Uncle K.
Lákòókò yìí, ẹ jẹ́ gbádùn àfikún 50 gíráàmù lórí ìdí Bonvita alátùrọ̀ 104 gíráàmù tẹ́ bá rà. Ìyẹn túmọ̀ sí àfikún ìṣaralóore jíjára ti Bonvita. Bonvita, ó kún fún èròǹgbà rere.
32 FM 94.9.
Sleepwalking through the afternoon. Sleepwalking through the afternoon. Sleepwalking through the afternoon. Don't live life on repeat. Enjoy your break moments with 5 Alive Pulpy, a treat that awakens your senses and fills you with zest. So feel those moments with the indulgent sensations of 5 Alive Pulpy. 5 Alive, filled with life.
You're listening to 32 FM 94.9.
Welcome back, 32 FM 94.9, the Break It On paper review. We're opening the phone lines now, 0705 5949, 0809 7949. Your thoughts, comments, contributions, whatever you'd like to share with us as regards the headlines, are welcome now. You can call in once again, 0809 7949. Hello, good morning.
Okay.
All right, do try and call back. We're also live on Facebook. You can drop your comments on there as well. That's at facebook.com/32FM949 Ibadan. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Ginga Mari calling from Apata. Can you hear me?
All right.
Yes, we can hear you.
Go ahead.
Okay, all right. Now, on the issue of the subsidy removal, I want to ask Mr. Austin a question because I am not clear with one of the explanations. He said that they should build gas stations. Does building gas stations going to push on the effect of the subsidy removal? Does that mean that those of us that are using petrol engine, does that mean we have to convert it to use to gas engine? I don't understand. Let's understand better. Thank you very much.
All right. Before Austin reacts to that one, of course, Austin never said that they should build gas stations. That's what the report says. Okay, that about a certain number, I believe it's about 3,000 gas stations are said to be built. So that's the story. Austin, you want to add anything to that?
Yes, thank you for that clarification. The purpose is that if there are more gas stations and the prices of gas crash, people can use gas as alternate products to PMS. So that is the whole idea of the gas master plan intervention project initiated by the federal government about 3 or 4 years ago.
All right. So that particular number I was looking for there is 30,000 gas, stations. That's the news.
Yes, to be built across the country. I think the intention of the government was that if this intervention fund is released to marketers, they could build those stations, not full-fledged stations. They could attach them to their various fuel stations across the country to make it more accessible and easier for the people.
0705 5949 0809 7949 to share your thoughts on the show this morning. Hello.
Good morning to everyone in the studio.
Good morning.
DENIKE, good morning. Good morning. To me, first subsidy in Nigeria is a discount. But the government needs to do the needful. Do something about our refinery before you remove the subsidy, first subsidy. You can't just come and say you want to remove first subsidy within 24 hours. Let them do something. Repair our refinery first. Then you can remove it because the Nigerians are not feeling the impact of this subsidy we are talking about. Have a nice day. Thank you.
All right.
All right. Thank you very much. Austin, do you want to react to that? He says you can't just remove subsidy within 24 hours. Is that really the case?
Yes, that has been my commentary since, and that has been my position. You can't build something on nothing. Let the federal government come up with a measure, something that can cushion the effects, the adverse or negative economic effects of subsidy removal. It's just a pity that up until now, we don't have anything concrete on ground. So we advise the economy administration to look into the matter critically. But the point I'm making is that as you come into office, let the nation know your plan on subsidy removal. It is not until you spend 7.5 years you are about to go. You now say subsidy must go. You are like setting a booby economic trap for the economy administration.
Hello,
because there is no administration that will remove subsidy that Nigerians will not turn against.
All right. Hello, good morning.
I'm John Njoko.
All right.
Thank you, Austin. You see, I'm John Uzo Bamidele Njoko. Those are my full names. I have no time for Eleya. I was born in Ibadan some years ago. I believe in criticizing constructively. I am obedient Nigerian, but not P2B follower, as some people believe. I made the head and made the stone on the head. It doesn't matter who is involved. I want to sympathize with the government of Ogun State on the death of Prince Bola Jibola, Senior State of Nigeria. What I know about him, he was the Attorney General of the Federation under Ibrahim Babangida. He did not collect salary throughout those years. He engaged in the services of very legal officers in that federal ministry and was responsible for their payment. I congratulate Nigeria for having such type of a person, and that's a part of the family. I'm John. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. 0705 5949 and 0809 7949. There's a headline from the Punch, Austin, that says that Bishop demands justice for 41 or attack victims as the church reopens. So far, I don't think any arrest or prosecution have been made after this massacre.
Yes, some arrests were made. Justice have not been properly served, and that's the issue. Now that you have reopened the church, of course, it's good. The church cannot be shut permanently. But what has changed? Have there been improved security measures around that area? Have we put far-reaching measures in place to forestall a further attack? These are things that we need to put into consideration.
Right.
Whether we like it or not, worshippers in that church will always worship with their two eyes open, even when prayer is going on, because they can never worship at peace any longer. That's the truth. It's good that the church is open, but what has been done? In cases like that, we are not saying that the government should bring back those that have died. But if you serve proper justice, of course, you'll be able to heal the wound. And when you bring people to book, that will serve as a deterrent to others. But in all of this, not so much have been done. Then the church have been reopened, which means perhaps the people will have to defend themselves in case of any external aggression.
Right.
It's unfortunately so that we find ourselves in these houses. They will kidnap people in a school. The government will shut down the school. After some time, they will reopen the school without any concrete measure being put in place to forestall a further attack. So it's unfortunate that we find ourselves in such a shoe.
All right.
To the extent that people have to celebrate
We'll take
their
this call.
inability to go to the worship center on that fateful day.
Hello, good morning.
So sad.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Yeah.
Thank you. I want to ask some questions.
What is your name, please?
My name is Lekan
All right.
from Iwo.
All right. Please go on.
I want to ask this question. One, the subsidy they have removed from the gas, diesel, and kerosene, what has that helped the citizen or even the government? Then, who is importing the refined petrol? Is it NNPC? If it is NNPC, who are we paying the subsidy to? That are the questions.
Okay.
All right, Austin, you want to answer his questions?
Yes, the NNPC is the sole importer of PMS. That is why we have said they should be more transparent. Then for today, what they do is under recovery, which suffice to say that the subsidy is the differential between the price at which marketer dispense at fuel station and the landing cost.
Okay.
So the federal government is writing off those landing costs. It is no longer the era where marketers are giving this money to bring in this product. So the subsidy does not go to marketers again. It ends within the circle of the NNPC. That is why we have said that even the subsidy administration is not transparent, because top government officials are also profiteering and benefiting from this subsidy payment. So is paying the NNPC is writing it off in their book instead of us to pay the actual landing cost. The NNPC will subsidize and give us the approved pump price. So that is the way subsidy is being done now. It is no longer the era where marketer gets this subsidy, but the subsidy somehow still end up in private pocket of some powerful individuals within the government. And we say that must stop. So if the economy administration resume office, for example, let them first of all look at the subsidy administration properly. How has it been well managed? Then after that, you now come up with strategy on how to remove subsidy, either in phases or you build refinery and let it be removed, and let's have our peace economically.
All right. We'll take one message from Facebook. Omar Basharun Abiola says, on the issue of fuel subsidy removal, the administration under the leadership of President Muhammadu Buhari should please do something about the refinery first before removing the fuel subsidy. Although fuel subsidy is a pure scam in Nigeria because Nigerians are not feeling the positive impacts of it, but let the federal government do the needful first. God guide our leaders. All right.
Thank you so much, Austin Odumo, for doing this with us this morning. It's time for us to leave the studios. I am at DENIKE.
Thank you for having me.
And I'm Kenny Durutsilu. Good morning. The views and opinions expressed